Halloween is just around the corner, so you got to prepare early. So hopefully this puts you in a little spooktacular mood. Hello, hello.
Yes.
Welcome to Throwback Thursday. Hello, LaDonna.
Hello, Olivia. I'm so excited to get into the Halloween spooky October, and so much excitement going on in our world today, isn't there?
There is indeed. So stick around for a fantastic episode today. Today is Thursday, October 6th, 2022. Hello to all of you. And our question of the day is, do you know how Halloween got started? So stay tuned because LaDonna's going to give us a little lesson back in time because it's Throwback Thursday. We're going to go back in time to find out the origins of Halloween and how it became so popular. So go ahead, chat with us, throw in the comments right now. What do you believe about Halloween? Why is it so popular? Do you celebrate Halloween? So let us know. Go ahead, chat with us in the comments right now as we get started on our show. Excellent. And I love this background that you put together with the spiders and spider webs. So our background has a background of the day. And now let's get into outfit of the day. LaDonna, what do you have on today?
Well, I just have a rustic orangey top on today. Silky, very lightweight, soft. You know, it's long sleeve, but not warm because it's too thin. But then I have my spooky Halloween hair clip. Look at that. The orange and the black and the bats and the spiders. And I just, I love Halloween. I celebrated it as a kid, and my grandbabies now, they've all done Halloween, but it's a lot different now than what it was when I was a kid. So it's even different from when my girls were kids to when my grandbabies now kids. Oh, different from the older grandbabies than the newer grandbabies. So, Halloween is spooktacular. Did you trick or treat when you were younger, Olivia?
I did. I remember my mom used to take us to the malls because they would have, and that was a much safer option, she felt, versus having us go around the different neighborhoods. So she would take us to the malls, and inside these malls, when we used to still have malls, right? There's a throwback.
Yeah, I'm like, where are those?
So there's a throwback. And it was so wonderful because each of the stores, right, would decorate and they would give out candy, and we were all in one building, and they had like different activities. They had face paint, all these things in one place. So I really did enjoy that.
Exactly. Now, see, mine was door to door, no matter if you knew the neighbor or not. And we're going to get into that a little bit later, even more spookier things that have changed over time. But there's a lot of things about Halloween that I guess I'm a little dorky. I didn't know. So my parents forgot to tell me about that, and I guess school did too. But now that I look back, I do remember some children did not celebrate Halloween. It's making sense now after all these years.
So let us know, answer the question here in the chat. How has Halloween changed for you? So please share with us your thoughts before we dive into today's memory lane lesson. All right. And I'd love to show off what I'm wearing. So here we go.
Yes.
I've got these fantastic earrings on. Look at this. I got my little skeleton.
Look at that. I love that.
And then I also have spiders and the cobweb. And this is a vintage vest. Look at this beautiful vest. It has all the elements like the boo, the pumpkin.
Oh, I love those kind of vests.
Has a little ghost here. And look at these buttons. You'll love these buttons, LaDonna. Like I got pumpkin buttons.
Now, is that a vintage vest? Because it does look like a vintage vest from the 80s.
It is a vintage vest indeed. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. This was made in the
USA.
So number one, it was made in the USA. You don't see that anymore.
No.
And so like it's from I think like the 80s or 90s for sure. Because it's definitely not something you see anymore.
The 80s, the vests were very, very popular.
right? Because they don't make vests nowadays.
No, but in the
Yeah.
80s, they were very popular, and there were some creators out there that did things like that for Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween, and they were very creative. And I love that. I guess it's a pin or brooch that you had on your pumpkin. Love that. Love that. It's a hair clip, right? Yes, yes.
Oh, the the ghost on my sweater stole my voice.
Go away, Casper. Go away.
Casper stole my voice. Okay, so yes, so this is just a homemade piece of hair accessory, and you can do this with
Yes.
anything. But I
Awesome.
it looks as a pin, but you know what?
Yes.
Now you say it's a hair piece, so I'll just put it in my hair like so.
Yes. Just like my hair clip here, I put it on a ponytail wrapper. So you can use it in so many different ways. And I custom made it. So there you go.
We have
Um,
more for sale. Can we find these
I
custom
do.
girls?
I do. I have some. Oh, here's one of my favorite. Look at this one, Olivia. Trick
Ooh,
or treat. See? And it's got the silky bow on the back and the polka dotted purple. Isn't that cute with the little bling bling? So, I just unloaded these from a box. So I will get these put online probably tomorrow. So everyone can start viewing them and hopefully purchase and put them and then send us pictures of these in your hair or a little girl's hair. Wouldn't that
I
be
would.
awesome?
That'd be such a fun contest. Let's do it. Yes.
Yes. And when my girls were growing up, we had all kinds of hair ribbons and hair bows until they started dressing themselves. That was gone. But I used to have a lot of fun as a mom dressing them up in these. And then when Arian came along, my granddaughter, I started making hair bows again. And she has all kind of big, little, and a hair bow like this in a boutique store, $12 and up. And I mean, nothing under $12. And from me, you can get them for $4. Brand new, custom made, one of a kind, did not make more than one of the same kind. So you don't have to worry about showing up somewhere and everybody having your hair bow.
I love it. I think there's a JoJo Siwa who's like really big into hair bows, and all the girls love to follow JoJo, and so hair bows became.
Oh yes, and we just loved hair bows, and I still wear. I'm the only one out of us though that still wear hair bows sometimes. So
Well, now they're available on Home Sweet Home Treasures, so you too can have a custom
yes,
made hair
can
bow.
have your custom made hair bows, one of a kind.
Awesome. Thank you, LaDonna, for sharing. And this is a brand new month for us, so we are offering a brand new contest. So send in your recipes. We're collecting recipes that have apple and pumpkin. And I think we've already got a few more submissions today. Do you want to walk everybody through them?
Yes.
All right.
Yes. And keep sending them in. You can send more than one. Just keep sending them in. And they don't have to, they can be drinks. They can be entrees, whatever it is. Pumpkin and or apple, everything. It can have both or just pumpkin, just apple, drinks, desserts, entrees, breakfast. It doesn't matter. Send them in, submit them. Go find us on our live recordings and post the recipes there. Olivia or one will grab them. We are going to put your name in a drawing for a mystery gift bag, free of charge, free everything. I'm even going to pay the shipping on that. And also, you'll be able to get in our virtual cookbook that's going to be out. So here is a delicious, easy cake mix pumpkin chocolate chip muffins. It is so easy. Only 3 ingredients. And it is from Rhonda, and she submitted this: a box of spice cake mix, pumpkin puree, and your chocolate chips. Preheat your oven, get your muffin cupcake liners ready. And I mean, so easy put together. Mix together the spice cake mix and pumpkin puree and well blended. It will be thick. That's okay. Add your chocolate chips and then fill your cupcake pan 3/4 of a way. That's it. And yummy, delicious. She sent this in 2 days ago. I baked these yesterday and they were great. Now I have the recipe because I'm the only one in the house that likes pumpkin. So I have the recipe and baked them and then gave away the other mixture, but that's okay. Yummy, delicious. And then look here from Elizabeth. She sent in 2 recipes, one for a pie crust, very easy to make. I have not made it today or yesterday, but I have used this similar recipe and made it before. So easy. Or you could always just store buy it if you want to. And then she makes these delicious apple pies. And it looks like a lot of different ingredients, but when you do bake so many times it is, but it's a pinch of this and a pinch of that. So just follow the recipe, slice your apples thinly. She does not use an apple pie filling. She does her own apples. It's fresh apple pies. And then you can add the milk as an option. If you're milk tolerant or whatever, you don't have to add the milk. You will need 2 pie crusts, one for the bottom, one for the top. Pour everything in and then put your top on your pie crust. And you can use a fork around the edges to close them up, or I use my thumbs or a spoon and make little designs. But some people just use forks. You know, my grandmother used to make her own, and she would just use a fork all the way around a pie crust. And then you can either cut the top or poke holes in the top, and people will say, well, why do you do that? Because you want your heat from your apples inside to come out so it doesn't rip open the top layer of your pie. So yummy, delicious pie. And you know, apples and pumpkins, what a time of year for those in October and November with all the holidays coming up. So thank you, ladies, for sending in those recipes. Now, do you have apple pie during this time of the year or any time of the year, Olivia?
I love apple pie, especially with like 1 scoop of vanilla ice cream.
Yes.
Like a warm piece of apple pie and then vanilla ice cream.
Yes.
Something about that combination. I absolutely love it.
Yes. Now, my mom never sliced apples. She would use the apple pie filling if she made apple pies. That's not something she really made a lot of. But I remember as a kid going to the donut shop on Sundays, and she would buy the day-old turnovers, and they would have apple and chocolate, and it seems like there was something else, maybe cherry, and she would buy those, and they would be cheaper because they were day old from Saturday. And then she would go home and she would warm them up and then put vanilla ice cream on the top. Pretty dang good.
That sounds heavenly now that you talk about it. Awesome. So thank you so much for sending those recipes. And so we want to make the show as interactive as possible. Like you can be a part of it. And so we're running a recipe contest. You can get your recipes in. We'll feature you. We'll highlight you. It's all going to go into this amazing online digital cookbook that LaDonna is preparing. And going back to our question of the day, you know, join the conversation. How did Halloween become so popular? So let's go now. Take a trip down memory lane with LaDonna.
All right. Do you know, where did Halloween come from? Okay, I had no idea. I'm just going to be honest with you. I just figured somebody made it all up and we get to go get free candy. I mean, honestly, that's what I thought. So it developed from the pre-Christian holiday. How would you say that word, Olivia?
Samhain?
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 I don't know.
Samhain?
Maybe. In the early medieval Ireland. Now, it says November 1st, beginning of a new year. I researched and I never found why November 1st was considered the new year, but maybe back then it was. We've learned different things about, November wasn't in the regular calendar at one time.
No, that was
I don't
September.
know.
Remember, you told us about September being.
Oh, yes, it was September. Yes, September.
Yeah, September means the number 7, and it was not in the 7th place of the calendar.
Right. So there you go. I mean, I don't know what it is, but for some reason back then, November 1st was the beginning of the new year. Well, I remember when I was going to school that there were some that was not allowed to celebrate Halloween, because back then you would have a Halloween party at school, and she wasn't allowed to sit with us. She would go to the library. And because she wasn't allowed to participate in anything like that. So maybe that's why. Maybe it was because of a religion that she belonged to, a religious organization. I don't know, but I remember that, But yeah, I really had no idea that it was all about religion back then. Did you know that, Olivia?
I mean, I knew that there was something or some reference to like harvest time, like All Hallows Eve. So I remember learning that.
So you knew more than I did then about it. And how about those nails? Do you love those nails, Olivia?
They look pretty sharp.
So let's sharpen your knowledge. What is Halloween? A holiday that marks the day before the Western Christian feast of All Saints, or Hallows, and initiates the season of All Hallow Tide. Never knew that. Sorry, I thought it was all about trick-or-treating. I just did. That's all I ever knew. And for someone to have those nails, they must never have to do dishes.
Well, I was going to say, speaking of these nails, there's a new trend that I see called coffin nails, where they have the really long nails and they have the tapered rectangle tip that's meant to look like a coffin, and they're called coffin nails.
I don't understand, and I'm glad they can do it. I do wear my nails. My nails are something I do for me. That is one thing I do for me. But if I can't wear them very long, and I see so many women that do wear them very long, and I'm like, I think to myself, how do you load the dishwasher like that, or change a baby's diaper, or I don't know, but
type. Like, how do you type on your phone?
How do you do, or even on the keyboard of your phone? How do you do? But you know what? I guess you can do anything that you practice. So. But I love how they put the 3D flowers on those nails as well. So, yeah, in the red tips. But yeah, I thought that was really cool. When I seen that, I had to put sharpen your knowledge.
Of course. And speaking, we're talking about outfit of the day and how you can, dress up in the mood, right, for the holiday. And I think it's a lot of fun because now they have those like stick-on nails, and they have the little nail decals you can wear. And dress up your nails, and they're really cute. You don't have to go to this extent of nails, but you can like put little stickers for sure.
Yes, you can. Whatever makes you feel good. And then, for the Halloween, you can get the little stick-on nails. So how did Halloween become popular in the U.S.? Okay, again, I'm a dork and I didn't know this. The European immigrants in the 19th century brought Halloween customs with them and helped popularize the holiday. By the 20th century, Halloween became one of the principal holidays in the United States, especially among children. Now, that's all I know is the last part of that is Halloween for kids. When you become adults or teenagers, you do different things. And when you become adults, you do different things. But I didn't know anything different. And you know what? I just thought it was always here, I guess. I don't, I just never really thought about it. But yeah, what a, it's very fine to know that you didn't know everything about something that you thought you did. Right? Did you
Like
know
you said,
all of that, Olivia?
well, I can see what you mean because, we grow up, thinking these things are just kind of falling along with what everybody else talks about without further looking into it. So I really appreciate that you go back into sort of these historical roots about why people
Yes.
celebrate. And, some people have an issue with the holiday because it's a pagan or, devil worshiping or something like that. But whatever you make of it, it's a fun holiday for sure. It's not just about candy. It's about just perhaps even just like, exploring the spooky side.
Yes. And I never thought of it anything other than fun, spooky. Even when I went into Home Depot, now I could have never done this with my granddaughter because she's scared so easily. But with Bri, we went into Lowe's and they already had their Halloween spooky clown and I think it was Dracula or something. And he wasn't with me. So I got on my phone and said, look what Granny found, Bri. And I told Christy when I sent it, I said, now tell him it's spooky. And he called me on Facebook, when we can see each other, goes, Granny, why so spooky? But to me, it's just fun. And for him, it's just fun. We buy his mom and dad took him to buy a couple of blow ups for the yard. And, it's just fun.
Exactly. And I also think about too, because I think in Mexico they have a similar holiday they called, Day of the Dead, and it's a way for them to honor, right, all the ancestors and people that might pass away.
And doesn't like New Orleans have something during they dress up in different times, and I think New Orleans, I'm not sure, but I think they do something special during the Halloween season too, of the parades and things like that, I believe.
I'm sure.
But yeah, it's really different. But I just all thought it was about candy and trick or treating, decorating your house,
And costumes. I think it's so fun to be able
yes.
to wear costumes. If you've got like a favorite character, like I love the Star Wars costumes. People
The
dress
what?
like Star Wars,
Oh yes, yes.
right? So people have all
And I
these
think this year
costumes.
Hocus Pocus is going to be a big one because the new movie came out, and I really think that will be a big one.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. So, like living up in Boston, we have Halloween Town, Salem. I mean, Salem,
Oh,
Massachusetts,
that's right.
the
That's
place.
right.
Now that you talk about Hocus Pocus, I mean, that was a setting, right, of like the Salem witchcraft trials, and the whole town goes all out for Halloween.
Yes, Mark and I went there for the first time a few years ago for one of our anniversary trips, and we spent a lot of time in Boston. Loved the Boston area. We went to Salem, did the tours, learning more about it. It's just, it's fascinating to know other ways than what you already know.
Yeah, that's always a fun time to visit Salem. So
Yes,
if you have
yes.
not visited Salem for Halloween, like make sure it's on your one of your bucket lists or vision board items that LaDonna always talks about.
Yes, yes. Because that was one of our bucket lists is go to Boston, go to Salem, do that area. We loved it. Okay, so this one I'm so excited to get into because has Halloween changed? Absolutely. Now, let's talk about bobbing for apples. Do you think we do that anymore?
Not with COVID, no.
But even before COVID, we didn't do bobbing for apples for many, many years. And we didn't do I don't think our carnival was during this time when I went to school, but we did have a school carnival. and we always did bobbing for apples and the cakewalk. And I remember always loving that as a kid. And it was free. We never had to pay back then in the dinosaur years. But then my girls, my Misty and Christy, grew up and we did the carnivals. And it was always during this time of year, September, October. And I think at the very beginning we did bobbing with apples, but then they started disappearing. And then for sure now we're never, ever, ever going to see bobbing for apples ever again. But I remember that being so much fun, trying to catch an apple in your teeth and your face getting wet, and we never cared. Did you ever do that, Olivia?
I've never had the pleasure of bobbing for apples.
Okay, you're just going to have to fill up a pot and with an apple and just pretend to be a kid again.
I had candy apples, right? Like the caramel
yes.
candy apples. I have that. I've done hay rides.
Oh, hay rides. Yes.
And haunted houses. I love haunted houses.
You know what? As long as Big Daddy is in front of me, I love haunted houses. So bobbing for apples. We're never going to see that again. Costumes. And maybe it's from where I was from back then. You know, I come from a poverty family. We came from a small town, but we never, ever, as far as I can remember back, ever buying a costume when I was a kid. It was grab a white sheet and be Casper. I remember one time that I was like 16, I made a strawberry shortcake outfit for me to wear while I was car hopping at the Sonic. I had the little hat, the little dress and everything, but I sewn that myself. I didn't go buy it, you know. We would always, witches, just find something black, tease your hair up, stuff like that. We never really bought, I remember when the three oldest kids were younger, their costumes easily $70, $80 a piece. And now, baby Bri, he's going to be, last year he was Spider-Man. And that was still a little, that was a few bucks. And then this year he's going to be, I don't know, some kind of dinosaur that the Power Rangers has now or something. I don't know. I haven't seen that character yet. And so costumes are outrageous expensive sometimes. So, try to buy pre-worn outfits, costumes, trade out from, your older brother or sister or your neighbors, maybe get with them and trade out, costumes so that it's not so expensive. Candy. Let's talk about candy. Number one, candy is extremely expensive these days, but it's so much fun. Now you see that little pumpkin. It is a plastic pumpkin. Now, we did not use plastic pumpkins, and nor would my parents ever buy anything to hold candy in. When we went trick-or-treating, it was in a pillowcase. My mom would go get us a pillowcase, and we would fill up those pillowcases. And remember, I came from a poverty family. We went to every neighborhood in the town that we could before time was cut off. And it didn't matter if we knew them or not. And then we dump all the candy in a big box. We would fill up these pillowcases pretty quickly. And we would have candy for the rest of the year. I don't see why we did that, but that was the way my parents did it. But it is one of my great memories. So it's okay. It was a good memory. So did you ever use pillowcases, Olivia?
No, we had a proper bucket.
Yes, my girls did too. Remember, Olivia, my girls are your age, so I figured you were going to say that. Now, saying that, when my grandsons and my granddaughter got a little older, like preteen, they didn't want to carry buckets and stuff like that. They went to the pillowcases or, a plastic Walmart bag. something like
Yeah.
that. Because it wasn't
Cool.
cool to. But I remember when my Misty and Christy was young that McDonald's gave away these plastic pumpkins with the Happy Meals. And I found one from their days. Look, it's broken, but I found one in my boxes from when they went trick-or-treating. It is broken, but see, it had a Happy Meal in it at one time. And they did use those when we could get those. And then I did hear a commercial that they are going to do that some McDonald's is going to do that this year. Look at that. He's broken, but
it's seen a lot of wear and tear, but LaDonna's going to super glue that, right?
duct tape it, super glue it. I'm not going to throw it in the trash, though. I can tell you that.
Because
it's going to go. If I can't figure out something, it will go in the recycling bin. But, I was thinking, why can't I cut out this face and put it on a notebook, a binder, something like that, right? And that would be so cute to do that. And, you could just use a pair of cutting pliers or sharp scissors to do that. No big deal. And go right on the binder. So, yeah. But I did hear McDonald's is going to do that this year. I don't know if that's all McDonald's or some McDonald's, but they are going to do the plastic buckets again. They haven't done those in years that I know of.
That's a great idea. Yep. And, you'll find a good use for it because it will hold candy. You will go trick-or-treating and you can use that for candy.
Well, exactly. And what I did is that, those came from, that bucket's pretty old, but I would use it for decor after they got done with it, for Halloween. And then on our slide too, there was trunk or treat. Okay. When I was a kid, there was no such thing as trunk or treat. Okay. So then I started seeing it even after my girls grew up. I didn't really see trunk or treat while they were growing up. The mall, yes, we would go to a few houses in our area and we would always go to the mall. Some years that it was raining, that we went full time to the mall, the real indoor malls. But trunk or treating, I really didn't know about until after my girls were older. And then I had never done one. And my Arian, when she was in preschool, her private preschool had a big carnival. And I took my car and Mark and we did a trunk or treat and we won the first place contest as well. I dressed up in a witch. I had the dress, the heels, the hair, everything. And we decorated the back end of the car and had the scarecrows and everything out there. And that was a lot of fun, but never heard of that until just, maybe in the last 15 years.
Wait, so everybody would come and deck out their trunks and have candy?
You would have to sign up if you wanted. It's like a chili contest. Some signed up for that and some would sign up for the trunk or treat and you would decorate your cars. And then the kids would go from car to car to get their candy.
Trunk to trunk to get their candy.
Yes, trunk to trunk to get their candy. And it was part of their fall festival. And that was a lot of fun. We just opened up the back of my SUV and it was all decorated. I was a witch. The kids would come by. We had the music on and everything. And of course I won first. So there you go.
This is the first time I'm hearing that, but I think that would be a lot of fun for the neighborhood.
Some neighborhoods do that and churches do that now. And some of the schools do that. Because it's getting where it's so unsafe for the kids to go out house to house. When I was growing up, we went everywhere. It didn't matter if we knew them. And now it's, okay, we'll go to our, the few neighbors we know, or we'll go to Mama's house or Granny's house or Aunt Bob's, who's ever. But it's just so much, and there was some craziness going on even in my time, though. I remember the hospitals would x-ray the candies for free and you would take it to the hospital and they would x-ray your candy to see. Back then, though, they just watched for needles. They never worried about drugs. But now we have so much more than needles to worry about in our Halloween candy. And,
Exactly.
so, and then the decor, I think it's the only thing on this that we haven't talked about. I love decorating for Halloween. I love decorating for everything that I can, but Halloween is fun. But, again, it costs money to decorate. So it's almost like Christmas. I decorate, I bundle it all up, put it in a box, in a plastic bin. It goes to the attic. And then I add to it the next year, and then I send some away. So, I no longer live in the city, but I still want to decorate, if nothing else for me, because we don't get trick-or-treaters here. But I always make sure, like, I'll make sure Bryson gets decorated, his yard gets decorated, and then, because he has fun with it. The others, they're way too big for that. But, it's just for me, Halloween is just fun.
Yes.
We
And think of
don't
all these
do it as a
memories.
religious activity. Um, I never even knew of that, so and I do know that some people are against celebrating, but for me, it's all about just having fun. It's nothing else, you know.
Yes.
Um,
And you have all these stories and memories that you can share. And I think that's
yes.
the most
And I'm
important thing.
sure you do too. And like you said, you used to go to the mall. And what was
Absolutely.
your favorite costume when you were going?
So yes, so all this to say, whatever you make of the holiday, it's important that you capture the memories, right? Memories of families, of friendship, growing up with your kids, and costumes. Costumes can be pretty expensive, so why not DIY your costumes? I think you get really creative with that, and also buy costumes that are on sale. So the after Halloween sale is always a good time to plan ahead, or maybe you only wear costumes once. And so shopping homesweethometreasures.net, right? You can get some previous costumes, pre-worn costumes for a reasonable price. But let's talk
That
a little bit about, trick or treat safety, because I think you've got some slides on that. Like
Yes, yes.
tips.
And going back to the costumes, there were many years that we were hobos because you can decorate, put a pillow under a big shirt and baggy pants and because we had to be creative with our costumes. So most of all, we want our children to be safe no matter what age. And so I did find this information, and I really hope that you will take away something from today's show and remember it and go back in time in your mind and share with others. Remember, it's all about the journey. But remember safety, trick or treat safety. Pick a mask that's easy to see out of. And you know what? We've been in fault. If you don't buy the right size, the kiddos can't see out of those masks. We've done that. I mean, it's so easy to do. Find a costume that fits to prevent trips. We've done that too, where I've had, the pants are too long or the capes are too long, and you got to be careful. Roll them up, tack them up, staple them up. If you're not a seamstress, just take a stapler and staple, to make them shorter, whatever it is. It's all about keeping safe. One thing we've always done is we've always went with a flashlight. Always. Maybe a couple of flashlights sometimes. Also, when the kids were younger, we would always put those reflecting bracelets on their arms or necks so that we could, because do you know how many Spider-Mans will be out there this year? A lot. And there'll be a lot your kids' age. And, when you take your kids, they want to run. And, you don't want to grab the wrong Spider-Man. So make eye contact with drivers before crossing in front of them. Even if you're not trick-or-treating, if you're just driving home, be careful. These kids, they don't think. They just go door to door, darting across the streets, and they just look for the kids. Be safe. Always walk on the sidewalk. Check your child's candy before they eat it. Use reflective tape. Now, we've never used tape, but we have used the bracelets. Keep your child visible. That is one of the main things. The glow stick inside of the pumpkins or some of the lightweight bags, they do work because we've done that before. Um, so we've tried them carrying the flashlights, but it's a lot for them to keep up with their costume and their bucket and a flashlight, and because they're just focused on getting to the next light that's on so they can trick or treat, or the next store, or I know a lot of downtown areas in our area will be open late that night for kids to trick or treat downtown. Well, that's great because they can go door to door, but downtown areas can be busy. So again, they're going to dart across the street. So as drivers, we have to be their safety zone that night, especially. And then, I was looking at half. Does that say half the parents talk to their kids about the dangers? Not
1/3.
all. Not all parents talk. Please talk to your kids. If you're going with them or not, still talk to them so they know what you expect. 2 times are likely to get hit by a car on Halloween. I mean, wow. I never heard of that happening, but obviously it has. So parents, the reflecting tape, you know what? I think I like that idea. You can really put that on their costume pretty easily. And I never thought of that. See, you're never too old to learn new tricks. Boo, Olivia. I hope I scared you.
Well, like we said, we're bringing this to you so you can be prepared and have a safe and wonderful holiday with your family and friends. And, Halloween this year falls on Monday Mojo. So guaranteed we'll be coming to you with a Monday Mojo's Halloween special. We'll be in costume and we'd love to see your costume and share with us. So please stay tuned for that episode for sure.
Absolutely. Oh, this has been a fun show. And thank you everyone for joining us. And please share us some memories. Take a minute and remember your past Halloweens and share them with your kids and, a friend or whomever, but share them with us as well because we want to hear about them. There's so many good ones.
Exactly. So many good memories, fun memories, and you can make your own, right? You can make your own traditions. I love that trunk or treat idea. I think I might just take that to neighborhood. So this year, because I'm with the Harmony Mind Body Spirit Wellness Group, we're going to be doing Halloween in the park. It'll be a daytime event, but I'm going to invite all the kids to come to our Jacksonville Botanical Gardens on a Sunday, the day before Halloween, and come in costume, and we'll do a little daytime trick-or-treating with laughter yoga.
Nice. That is nice. Very nice. I know that we have a Herd museum, and you can check your museums and your extracurricular places like that. We have what's called a Herd museum, and it's like, you can go in and see lots of different animals, but it's a nature thing, nature butterflies, some of the things from the war, but it's out in the country. So they always have a Halloween trail so that you can trick or treat. And I don't know if they still do the hay rides, but so many places do. Six Flags. We used to take our girls all the time to Six Flags on Halloween when they got older, when they didn't want to trick or treat, and we would do all the haunted houses. Back then we didn't pay extra for that. It just came in with your Six Flags. But then when the grandkids came along, the haunted houses, a lot of them you pay extra for. But we've done it, and it's so much fun. So always look around if you don't, if your kids are too old to go trick-or-treating, find other fun things to do with them. Or just, a lot of people, when they have teenagers, they'll just dress up and hand out candy with their teenage kids.
Yeah, that's also a fun thing to do too. All right, awesome. So now it's time for your favorite segment of the show, which is Fave Items Reveal. So let's see what LaDonna has in store to help you get in the Halloween mood. Here we go. One moment here.
Oh, look at this incredible display. I love this display I put together. It is all vintage. Every piece is vintage, and it's a lot of decor pieces. The basket you could use for Halloween, Thanksgiving, anytime in the fall. And you see the little iron pieces. There's a set of 4. Again, you can use those all year round if you wanted to. They are metal, they hang, but look at this incredible basket. It's woven basket. I love how the top of it is like double layered, so it's sturdier. The handle's very sturdy. And again, it's all the colors of fall, so it's not just Halloween. And look at this cute little candy dish or trinket dish. Oh, look at these. You put a candle in here. It's a round ball metal piece, and then it latches, and then you hang them on your patio or deck in a tree. And you can even use the little ones that you turn off and on. You don't have to use the lit candles if you don't want to. But look at that. See, it has a long chain, so you can make it as short or as long as you want there. And it's a set of 4, and they are iron, metal, mesh, and vintage. Oh, and look at this wood piece. It's different size leaves that hang, and they are, look at the acorns. Now, those are wood acorns, and there's several layers. And on the back of the leaves, they have the little cushions so that when it hits your door, it's not going to scratch your door. And again, this is not just a Halloween piece. It could be all of fall because, the acorns and the leaves are the fall colors. And I just love that. And it's the twine that connects all of the wood pieces together. So I wanted to find pieces that are not all Halloween, but also fall. So those could hang all the way through Thanksgiving. Look at him. Now, he is a scarecrow that is all put together with twine. His arms and legs all bend because they are put together with the twine. He is so handsome. Look at that. All wood. I'm sure someone might have custom made him. I'm not for sure. He is, again, vintage. See his little patch on his knee or leg? I'm showing you there where, they do bend. They're all wood. And again, you can use him for Halloween and Thanksgiving. He's not just a Halloween guy. So cute. I think he's so cute. And what a great decor piece for your to put in a flower arrangement or just sit on your mantle on your fireplace or a table. Great centerpiece. I just love decorating, and I just love these pieces. And the black cat, I don't know. Some people might use him all the way through Thanksgiving, but he was originally a Halloween piece. See how long that chain is, and a nice size hook for those 4 iron pieces. But you know what? They're cute even if you don't put a light in them. What a conversation piece those are. So what was your favorite piece, Olivia?
I really like those lanterns.
Yes.
Like lanterns. Like, that's such a neat idea. They could put the little tea light in there and then have the lid and then hang it. Like, that's a really cool.
But they're
really
pretty
cool
even without the light. I mean, what a conversation piece to have out on your patio, or, even if you hung them on a chandelier for the fall, for like a centerpiece over the table. I mean, there's so many things. In the chain, you can link it where it can be shorter or long, or you can make them different lengths. So I really love that display.
Fantastic. You always have such a great creative eye for design. And so,
thank you. I try to find pieces that it's hard to find. Those metal pieces would be very hard to find. All of those pieces they're not just, you just can't run up to your CVS or your Walmart or Target and pick those pieces up today.
Yes, only available at homesweethometreasures.net. And I love what you said too about how you don't have to decorate just for Halloween. You can decorate all through the fall. And so introducing like the baskets and also just the leaves, right? So that way you can get more use out of these items. It's not just one time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, I've said this 100 times, millions times. Reuse. Keep reusing. If you don't like the colors of the leaves, do you know how easy that would be to spray paint? Oh my gosh. Add more glitter to them. The lanterns, you could spray paint them any color you want if you don't like the rustic metal look. I mean, reuse. Think outside the box. Think outside the box.
Exactly. Think outside the box. So we're going to end our show, but not before we tell you our fundraiser this month. So please go ahead and shop this link, tinyurl.com/Uganda children. And also, if you have waiting for your code word, the code word is pumpkin. Yes, pumpkin. And this will give you 15% off your order. So this is valid all throughout tonight, Thursday, and through Friday, midnight Central Standard Time. And if you missed it, our big announcement earlier this week about the fundraiser, we are supporting the Heavenly Bread Children's Life Center. And here's some information on the screen for you. So yes, so go ahead and use this pumpkin code word and also shop the link. And this will be an amazing way to benefit our cause.
Yes, and when you shop the link with the tiny URL Uganda Children, they will receive 40% of everything that you purchase, and you're going to receive 15% off if you use the pumpkin code word. So please, let's help these kiddos get this life center to help out their education, their they're going to have rooms there for the kids to stay in until they can find other homes for them. I mean, this is such a great cause.
And stay tuned because, we got connected to this organization from a very dear colleague, and we're going to bring on Nemu Biru, Helen, to come talk to us about this and give us an update. So stay tuned for that episode. I'm so excited to meet her and to hear about her efforts.
Yes, she's going to be on October 17th. And I'm excited to hear, they broke ground on the Life Center. I'm excited to hear, have they made any other progress? Because literally every penny coming in for their fundraiser for the Life Center is going directly to build the Life Center.
Yes, so you can do good while celebrating good too. All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And we are going to close out with a few announcements, and we'll see y'all next time.
Bye.
Bye.